Prepared, are you?
Nope, let's do it. What up, boys? You guys can't hear it, but the intro music's going on right now. So we're gonna start recording here in like 20 seconds.
Hello, what have we here?
These guys are so funny.
Hello.
Holy shit.
Shut up, Matt. We're not killing it. Dude, I want to see your movie. I can't wait. I saw Colin Farrell talking about it. Can't wait.
May the force be with us. Fucking A.
Good day, Galaxy Rogue Squadron Podcast. Once again, episode 70. 70, right?
I think so, yeah.
Is that right, Commander Cody?
70. Mopar.
I am
70.
Mopar, and he is
Commander Cody.
Thank you guys
You
for
already
tuning
said
in.
that.
I know, we're just re-emphasizing for the beings on the cast.
Yeah, sometimes we lose track, forget how to count, but this is 70.
like
7-0.
Like the past month, we forgot to count to 1 for like a month straight because we
Yep.
didn't record because we're bad humans.
Things happen.
Yeah, so we're live on Facebook right now. We're trying it out. Let us know if we're having any issues,
Hi, Michael Lincoln.
so we can fix and or just delete that shit and
No
not use
issues.
it.
It's perfect.
Awesome.
Don't even.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, Rogue Squadron Podcast. This is where you're going to get all your Star Wars nerdiness and everything else, pretty much. You don't even need a partner. All you need is Rogue Squadron Podcast and audio divisions, and an audio device to listen to us at.
It's true.
For.
Or a video device if you want to get fancy. You want to be on Twitch or, as we said, Facebook Live, the new experimentation that's happening.
And we do live episodes, so if you want to catch us live, it's going to be Wednesdays around 7 o'clock. If you want to follow us on Snapchat, I usually post that we're going live soon, so Rogue Squad Pod on Snapchat to keep fresh on our shit.
It's true.
So what's going on?
Not much, man. Summer finally hit. It's been like 95 the past few days.
Yeah.
Memorial Day,
It's-
grilling out, hanging. It was fun.
It's just too hot. I really, really like the mornings. Like, I wake up at around 7. So I the first time I walk outside, it's usually like 65 and just perfect.
Usually.
And then the next time I walk outside, it's usually 11:30, and I fucking hate my life. So
Yeah.
it's Mustafar in my eyebrows. I hate it. I just don't like the heat. I just don't like it.
We were recently just complaining about the how it wasn't even warm yet because it was May and it was still cold.
Yeah.
And now we're complaining that it's too hot.
That's Ohio. It changes overnight.
Can't make its mind up.
It's 55 to 85. There's nothing in between.
Yeah.
It was 85 solid 85s today. I don't know why there's one more than 185, but shut up.
Multiple 85s. All right. So before any more crazy belligerence happens, we're gonna move on to the first thing that we like to do every episode, and that is
Before that,
really what else do you have to do?
today we're going to be talking about,
Oh yeah.
of course, we're going to be doing our beer review, which Commander almost I'll let you know early. But
Preemptively.
our weekly beer review. This is going to be kind of a scattered episode. We will talk about, I guess Disney was having issues with Rogue One, like vision issues of how with the pre-screenings or whatever, and they're like, we're unhappy with this part. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit. There's been a lot of stuff. I went to a concert last weekend, Memorial Day weekend. I saw Prometheus for the first time. Have you seen that? I can talk about it a little bit, but
I've wanted to for a while, but
I'm balls deep into Fallout 4. You're
Dark Souls 3.
Yep. Dark Souls 3 again. Still.
And we just got the urge to go back and play one of our old favorite games. We'll talk about that a little bit as well.
The classics. But yeah, as Commander said, let's dive into our beer review.
Because it's the favorite thing. And it's the most regular
By
thing.
the way, this was a little bit more expensive than a normal craft 6-pack, so it was $15.
I noticed. Wow.
So it better be pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Alpine Beer Company's Duet. It's an IPA. It's got a church on the front, which really, really confused me. Does Jesus approve of this beer? Or
Well, beer did begin with the monks, so maybe that's a throwback to their... I don't know.
thought
I honestly
beer-
don't know. That's
I thought
weird.
Beer started like with the Romans. Oh, that was wine. My history is
Well,
mixed.
I kind of just made up what I just said, so don't listen to what I try to spout out about beer knowledge because that's not me. It's not what I do.
Okay, so it's like
But yeah,
I
it
said,
just kind of throw me off.
Alpine Beer Company's Duet. It's a West Coast style IPA that features Amarillo and what is this? Simcoe hops?
Cisco?
Simcoe hops.
Yeah.
I've never heard of
Never
it.
heard of that before
Which
in my
means
life.
in harmony, floral aroma, and it's bright. So I figured an IPA. We'll start the summer off with something a little lighter. IPAs and pilsners and lagers.
Depending on what kind of IPA it is, it would not be light at all.
Right.
I'm going to pour this thing out. Too many times we have not poured it out.
Now they actually have Alpine Beer Company etched into the bottle. If you've noticed that, like up here.
Oh, that's sweet. Mountains
So
and
it's
shit.
a little extra. Do you know what these dots are at the bottom? Like Morse code. This just means like drink up, fuck. Have you ever noticed that? Like most
Yeah.
bottles have that. I wonder
Yeah.
if it's just part of the brew or the process, the bottling process.
I wonder if they're like coded for when it goes through the machines and shit.
Yeah,
They
that
can
might
tell
be.
like
Yeah.
how it gets sorted based on how
Or
many
how
dots
much
there are there.
Yeah, how many dots means this amount of liquid gets put in this with this cap. Yeah,
Very interesting.
good thought. But I do like the custom beer etchings. It's got Alpine Beer Company. It's got a little mountain. Well, a couple mountains there. But
It's from San Diego, by the way.
Saint
I don't know if
Diego.
if you mentioned that.
Oh, it smells really good.
Pour it out before you get too crazy. Yeah, but the like you said, the label with the church and the mountains and the beer, it's kind of confusing. And it actually kind of the design of it looks like some German Oktoberfest type of thing with the two cheers things at the bottom.
Yeah. So yeah, that really throws me off. And if I saw that before I bought it, I may not have bought it because that's kind of weird.
And their tagline is "Drink Alpine Ale or go to bed."
I thought I was gonna say go to hell because Jesus,
Drink Alpine Ale or go to bed.
Jesus,
You should
loves
either
you.
be drinking or sleeping. That's
Right.
pretty much what they're advocating.
Right.
But then it says drink responsibly. So you got to get your
in church.
figure out your branding, guys.
Yeah,
Not consistent. 7.0%.
decent, solid IPA.
Enough preamble.
I tried to get a little more head on mine because yours didn't fluff up at all. So
It didn't, yeah.
I had to like dump it. So cheers. Did you do it? Did we do a smell test?
Yeah, IPA, citrus, floral goodness.
Jesus, you do good beer. Jesus is on the front. I don't know who to talk to. Is he the brewmaster?
Brewmaster. The gatekeeper, the keymaster.
Wow, I do. I'm getting a lot of
Beer keeper or the brewmaster.
floral.
Yeah.
I like that. It's it gives it somewhat of a dry, but it's still bright. That's interesting. I like it.
The bitterness is at the end. Mm-hmm. Well, I
It's
should
a
say
solid
it's more
beer.
dry at the end.
It's not as I don't know. What do you have to say about it?
It's not as what?
Beer. I don't know.
It's not as
like
beer as
most
beer is usually beer.
Most IPAs are very, very like upfront in your mouth, and you can taste the bubblies. This isn't very bubbly. I don't think. I mean, just even pouring it out, we didn't get a lot of fluff on it. But
No, yeah, and that's I usually pour it kind of more reserved because I don't want it to go too crazy on the head.
well, that's
What
why
a good amount of head, but not
Yeah.
a lot. But I poured it kind of slow and nothing really happened. So
That's what I'm saying. It might not be that carbonated, but it has a very floral. It's bitter, obviously. It's kind of a simple beer, but I'm finding it very refreshing.
I wouldn't say it's simple. It's very
Floral.
good though.
That's all I'm
Yeah,
getting.
yeah, the floral. Yeah, it's hard to really say anything
What else did I say?
other than it's awesome.
It's got armadillos in it.
citrus and floral.
Features Amarillo. Oh, Amarillo hops and Simcoe hops.
Oh, okay.
We need to look that shit up.
In harmony.
Oh, okay. I was confused. So in harmony means both of them together. I
Yeah.
read Simcoe as in like that means in harmony. But
Yeah, I've never heard that word before. But yeah, different types of different strains of hops, which I know nothing about. Again, we always talk. I know.
actually, from a Sam Adams commercial, I learned a little bit about hops because they were talking about their different brews. So they say English hops have like a bright but dry, and then German hops are very deep English hops are like rooted and earthy, and they were jumping around. American hops are very bright and shimmery.
That makes sense.
But I'm not a hop master, so
They qualified it right here. Immensely drinkable, amazingly nimble on its feet.
That's a good.
Very verbose way to say that it's fucking good. Like, how can you expand good beer to be annoyingly complicated?
Verbally,
Yes,
drinkable.
verbally drinkable. But yeah, it's good. Like we said, floral 1,000 times already. It's gonna be the name of the episode. But it's floral. It's bitter at the front. It's dry at the end. It's everything you expect from an IPA. It's fantastic. I like it a lot. And for never hearing of Alpine Beer Company before, it's a good first
surprise.
impression. That's for sure. I don't know why it's $15.
Do you know why it's called
7%?
Duet? Maybe it's because of the hops. The harmony of the duet.
Yeah, in perfect harmony. Harmony. Is it from Ace Ventura?
You're lying now.
Ace Ventura.
No, it's not from anything.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus loves this beer.
Animals and humans live in harmony. I don't know. Some quote. Anyways.
In harmony. Yeah. I got you.
Quotes pop in my head. I don't know where they're from.
Yeah.
They just happen. So.
Ace Ventura is it.
Sorry.
7.0. I'm going to rate this a... Get ready? What are you doing?
What are you rating it?
I don't know.
You were ready to say it.
I thought you were going to leave.
I'm going to put my phone in really quick, but let's rate this thing.
I will give it... God, this is really drinkable, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Really good.
Like, there's no complaints. It's not too dry. It's not too bitter. It's the perfect balance of everything.
Wow. Yeah.
It's hard to rate. Our rating system is not...
Very simple. It's a very simple rating system, which is difficult on us because it's like...
There's
one
only
or
a few
two.
options.
Yeah.
Right. Is it amazing or is it good? And this one's like sometimes it's right in the middle.
I'll bump this up to a 3. I think this is really, really good. Very, very drinkable. Very, very good. Nothing bad about it. Sign me up.
Commander also says 3.
3 out of 3.
So if you guys didn't know,
know,
third person, but it's 3 for sure.
if you guys didn't know, our rating system is out of 3. So if we gave it a 3, it's not out of 10. So you can drink this beer all day. 3 is delicious. Every time you go grab a beer, we would recommend it. 2 is a very good beer if you're that type of motherfucker. As in, you like IPAs, you better What are you hammering over there? Oh, it won't reach?
No, it won't reach.
Commander's having video technologies over here.
I'm having video technology.
Yeah. I think that 7% is getting to him already. The floral. We'll just keep saying floral over and over. Oh, Pat has joined us from... Where are you at? Berlin right now or Amsterdam? You ass.
That's in goddamn Germany.
So, thank you guys for tuning in if you're on Facebook. I don't even know who's on Twitch anymore.
I don't know. My phone will die at some point. I apologize ahead of time.
It still says low on battery. Can you
I know.
press the button?
I mean, it's still working, so whatever. Anyways, guys, 3 stars.
3
Did you explain the rating system?
No, I did it halfway through and then we babbled on.
You just
about
said it's
something.
not out of 10. That's the only thing you said.
No, I said 3. 3 is excellent. We would recommend it to everyone.
Yeah.
So if you were to go grab a beer, we'd recommend this at any point. 2 is a great beer, but there's something just taking it down a notch. Just there's something a flavor in there. Maybe it's too expensive, and that might have been something. If this didn't taste as well, I probably would have bumped it down to a 2 because it was $15. A 1 is definitely a decent beer. Try it, but it's not our favorite. And then 0's no. Just
Haven't had a 0 in a
What'd you
while,
think about
thank
that beer?
Don't even look at the label, man. It's not worth it. Gonna injure yourself.
Jesus.
We haven't given a 0 in a while. We did the all those stouts with Alex a few episodes ago, and I gave one of those a 0, but you guys didn't. So
I think that was the last 0 was like the Kentucky Bourbon Ale for me. I think that was our last 0, but yeah. Yeah, beer's just getting better and better the more you drink, so.
yeah, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Josh Linhart.
Hey, there's people. If you can bring up the screen to that Disney's upset with Rogue One. I read a little bit about it, but it was just like the word they used, just like what we were talking about earlier. With like Disney didn't like the blank about the story or about. I was just like, what the fuck word did they just use? This is the one. Felt it was tonally off. What is tonally
With
off?
what a classic Star Wars movie should
It's
feel
not
like.
a classic Star Wars movie though.
No, it's not.
So fuck it. I don't know. That makes me so.
thoughts exactly.
So this is the whole thing. Like we have Star Wars and we have the episodes. Those are classic episodes. This is an offshoot, a side story.
Yeah, it's supposed to be different.
Why does it have to have a classic Star Wars tone?
I don't know if anyone from Disney's been listening to our podcast, but we've said that we're excited that Rogue One might be a very dark iteration of Star Wars. That's kind of the point. It doesn't have to fall in line with the rest of them because it's a totally different thing.
Right.
I mean, the story falls in line, but in terms of the tone and everything, it doesn't have to be classic.
Well, and okay, so I'm not sure what they're even referring to because you look at the Rogue One trailer and it's so classic. So classic.
In terms of the setting, yes, but they're saying
they did so
that
well
like
with that.
Whatever's going on with the characters or something.
No one says Skywalker in it. Fuck
Yep.
this movie. Tonally off.
There's no Skywalker in it. It's not Star Wars.
I'm totally pissed at this shit. Get it? Totally. I'm just gonna be mixing it around like a witch's brew.
Guys.
Guys.
No, seriously, what are the congruent things between all the Star Wars movies? There's no Skywalker in this one. Maybe no lightsabers.
I think we're gonna see a
There's no
lightsaber because
R2D2.
Vader's supposed to be in it on the battlefield.
I hope he just comes out and rages.
Right. Yeah, I'm
and
excited.
doesn't even have to like talk.
Just you hear breathing.
Come out on the
someone
battlefield,
dies.
breaths, he kills everything, and then they escape, and you don't even get to hear him talk.
Something catches on fire after he exits. That's fine with me.
All right, let's see what they said in detail here. Boop-a-doo. They're going to regroup in mid-June for another round of shooting. Execs screened the film and felt it was tonally off with what the classic movie should feel like. It's not yet been tested before audiences. So the execs, that's the problem. I feel like these movie studios need a group of
Fanboys.
fans.
Yeah.
Like we're going to hire this group of, not even hire them because they'll do it for free, but this group of fans is going to give us like extensive feedback on
input.
this shit. Because the execs and the critics, like, you guys don't know. Like, I mean, I know you're making this shit, but at the same time, everyone thought Batman vs. Superman was like 15%, but it seriously wasn't that bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
It was-
just
yeah, exactly.
different.
It
It
wasn't
wasn't
bad
a
at all.
Marvel movie. That's why people were pissed.
Well, we were talking to some of our pals, Tommy Boy and Dimma Spider, earlier through text, and they were saying Batman vs. Superman got so much slack because it was very dark, and there wasn't any light moments. There was like 2 one-liners, and that was it. The rest
fine
of it
with
was
me.
dark, and I was like, that's what I loved about it. It was nice that we didn't have, cheesy jokes and whatever else happens in Marvel movies.
Floral jokes. And
Not that one's better than the other, but it was nice to have that change,
Amarillo jokes. and
Amarillo,
earthy
duet
Duet
fucking
jokes.
churches.
Thank you, Matt. Fuck execs. In all caps, he meant it.
Also, I hate when people are like, I know everyone shits on the prequels, haha, CGI, Jar Jar Binks. Here's a quote from one of the guys says, "This is the closest thing to a prequel ever." It's like you had 3 prequels.
Wait, what does he mean by that?
Because it's so soon. It takes place just before A New Hope and leads up to the 10 minutes before that classic film begins.
So he's talking timeline. He's not talking the style of the movie, the tone of the movie. Or is he? When you said that, I thought the tone of the movie.
To a prequel ever.
Closest thing to a prequel ever.
Eh.
Like physically or...
It depends on what you're judging it on because
Right.
Star Wars is about the Skywalkers. So really, it's not.
Fuck execs. Exactly. Thank you, Matt. I would have not come up with that word, fuck.
Matthew, I've never even heard it before. Matt O'Brien in the chat on Facebook is an actor himself, so he would know firsthand.
We'll plug him. Guys,
Matthew
go see.
O'Brien.
Is it The Lobster?
It is The Lobster, new movie with
I didn't know if it was Lobster or The Lobster.
Colin Farrell and John C. Reilly and Matthew O'Brien.
And the
a few other people I
the
can't
lead
remember.
woman was the lead actress for The Mummy. She was the...
Yes, Rachel Weisz.
I
Or
don't-
Weisz. I don't know.
She's English.
Mummy is an awesome movie. I used to think she was hot when I was younger.
She's still
She
hot.
is still hot, but yeah, I know.
Like 10, 15 years later, she
But
still
when
looks
did the Mummy
great.
come out? Like 98,
All of it.
99 or something?
I was
10.
watching Pokemon. I had
It came out the
diapers.
same time as freaking. I'm gonna look this up before I make a fool of myself. I feel like it came around the same time as episode 1. The Mummy.
Those were solid movies. I didn't like the second one as much, but the...
99, first one.
Okay. Oh, they're remaking The Mummy? Go back. That said 2017. Let's find what the fuck we're talking about.
If you're on Twitch, you can see exactly.
Yeah, The
what
Mummy,
we're looking at.
2017. I wonder if it's a show.
What?
Uh-oh. What does it say?
Thought safely entombed in a crypt beneath an unforgiving desert, an ancient queen whose destiny was unjustly taken from her is awakened in our current day. So it's the same plot as the first one.
By the way, we're going to talk about Matthew O'Brien again.
Tom Cruise!
Great. Matt,
if this is not a spin-off to Mission Impossible, I don't like it.
Matt, please do not do any movies with Tom Cruise.
No, you could do one.
No, fuck execs.
Just be particular in your choices.
Right.
Dr. Henry Jekyll.
Interesting.
Is that supposed to be Jekyll and Hyde? Anyways, whatever.
So there is it. Has this
sidetracked.
been advertised? I've never heard.
I haven't heard of it either.
So we're looking at IMDb, and it says
Yeah.
The Mummy 2017, which I guess that's next year. They've got a year to release it.
I'm Mulaney. Hi.
Oh shit.
So, all right. This brings me, reminds me of something I want to talk about.
Can people not make original movies anymore?
That's what I was just going to say. How obnoxious is it that they're remaking everything? TV too. I heard that recently that they're remaking Prison Break, which in the first place should have been like a 1-season show, 2 seasons max, because of what it was. It's Prison
Right.
Break. I got to break out of the prison. I broke out. Show's over.
You want to go back? Sure.
2 seasons maximum. They stretched that to 4, and now they're bringing it back. And the only way that it would have worked if they brought it back was if they have some other totally different cast in a totally different prison with a totally different storyline and call it Prison Break for the franchise. That would have been cool. But it's the same people. Like everyone's...
It's not school. There's not another year of prison. Come back from the summer.
I escaped. Good job. You passed. Come back in August. It doesn't work that way.
Next year it'll be harder.
But yeah, all the remakes, it's getting very obnoxious. Like,
It's
terribly
just across the
obnoxious.
board. Like all these movies that are coming out. The Lobster looks fucking awesome, by the way.
It's not a remake of anything, so.
So I'll give the gist of it. I heard from Colin Farrell. Again, our buddy Matthew
You
O'Brien.
know Colin Farrell?
Yeah. Matthew O'Brien, who's been on the podcast. I forgot.
has,
What
episode
was
50.
It? 50. He is in the movie The Lobster with Colin Farrell. And like we said, the lead actress from the original The Mummy.
And John C. Reilly.
But this movie is about a society that you cannot be single. So you have to be like dating or with someone for whatever reason. And if you are single, they send you to like camp or something. I don't know what you call it. But and you have like 48.
Prison, you have to break out.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Perfect not. You have to like start dating someone within like 48, 72 hours or something ridiculous like that. If not, they genetically change you into an animal, but you get to choose. And that's why Colin Farrell chooses a lobster. It's really fucking something way off the wall. But if you didn't know, I think it's set in Ireland. I think that's why Matt was hired, because he's our Irish buddy, and Colin Farrell's Irish.
Right.
I saw a little clip of Matt's acting, and he was doing his Irish jig on camera.
As Irish goodness,
Yeah,
as he's known to do. Yeah. We'll be in a Star Wars fan film soon enough.
I hope not.
Eventually.
I have bad tones. Disney execs would be pissed.
Yeah, the execs would not like our tonality. That's for sure. Anyway, so back to the original story. Rogue One. The execs are pissed. Apparently they're going to add some more shit to...
Shut her down.
Anything less than extraordinary will not do, says a studio insider.
I like that. I like
Yeah,
that.
that makes
So
sense,
if there was
but-
something about it that they were just like, you know what? That piece. Can we just redo that piece? But instead, they went out in public and said, tonally sucks ass. And it's just like, okay, hold on.
All right, I have it. There's another perspective on this too, and I'm thinking, what if this is just the first in a long line of just a bunch of different buzz to get the movie talked up?
True.
Not that it's already not like extremely. We're all looking forward
But they're
to
going to
it.
be spending money on reshoots. This isn't just buzz. And
Yeah,
they-
that's
I
true.
guess supposedly someone found the spot already that they're showing the set.
Yeah. Some people in England stumbled in the woods across Falcon and X-wings or something like that. Stumbled across it and then took pictures with lightsabers. Like, yeah, you just happen to have a lightsaber on you. Great.
Just in case.
Yeah.
We were fighting in the woods and look what's going on over there.
Another article I saw, I can't seem to find it at the moment, but it said it was because of, like you said, it was too serious. Like they want more comedy, they want more something lighthearted to counteract it all.
It doesn't need to be smooth. Like I get a lot of movies, they slide that in there. It can even just be funny situations. People don't have to be like, listen to this shit, it's funny. And then we go on with the fucking movie.
Put that in the movie.
It's better to be the beginning. But yeah, I mean, I think movies are getting to a point where there's no boundaries. Like, they can do whatever they want, but TV execs and Disney execs are just like, wait a minute, no Jar Jar.
That one line is still stuck in my mind. A classic Star Wars movie. It's not supposed to be a classic Star Wars movie. It's 2016.
It's supposed to be new age,
well.
new metal. Limp Bizkit's doing the soundtrack.
Gent Star Wars movie.
I would love it.
Anyways, so if you're a Star Wars fan, I'm sure you've heard already. It's been, even if you're not a Star Wars fan, that's like, it's been over everything already. All of it.
I've actually met someone today. Happy. What does mine say?
My model cap says happy and there's
mine
a tent.
says knees. Bee's knees.
Tent happy. Happy woods. Happy tent. Happy woods?
Happy camping.
Happy campers. That's what it is.
Tent woods.
Both of them
You
said
tent woods.
What's this mean? It looked like
Happy bushes. All right.
not like a riddle or anything, but it's got one picture and one word, and you have to figure out what it is. So this one says bees. You're not even able to fucking see this shit.
This is bee's knees. See?
No, God, this webcam
kinda,
sucks.
You can kind of know what it says.
Anyways,
The happy bush.
one thing we didn't get to talk about, we were planning on doing like a little special segment for Game of Thrones, which came back recently. It didn't end up working out, but we haven't talked about the show at all. So
Okay.
we can
We can
talk
get into
about
that.
man.
You want to do Prometheus first? Since
Sure.
you didn't. Okay. So
I'm curious to hear about it because I've been wanting to see it. I never have, and I haven't seen the
So
original
do you-
Alien at all.
So I didn't know it was a precursor at all before I watched it.
I heard that, but I also heard a lot of people say that if you were trying to tie it directly into Alien, that you didn't enjoy it as much as you could have. As a
Okay.
standalone movie, you know what I mean?
It's literally
like, sure, it's a prequel, but
the last 10 seconds are the only thing you know why it's a part of the Alien movie.
so it's kind of like a standalone.
That's what I'm saying. And
But it ties in, like,
I
loosely.
said, I watched it until that last minute,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when I knew. I was just like, oh, I didn't know this was a precursor to the fucking Alien movies.
Well, there you go. Now you know.
It wasn't a bad movie. It was interesting. So basically, they shoot off these people off to a planet that they thought there could be like the creators. They call them the engineers or something.
maker.
They, thank the maker. An oil bath. Woohoo! Fucking, but yeah, so I think they call them the engineers. One of the scientists calls them that.
Yeah.
So they crash land on this planet. It's not breathable, but they get into this like weird cave. It's kind of shifty. They find a decapitated alien. So as they're standing in this cave thing, it's a whole like underground tunnel. I don't even know how you explain it. But as they're like excavating this place, they see like a hologram of all like these giant beings, just like straight out of Star Wars. Like giant beings are just like running, and they're standing in this hallway and they run through them and everything. They run all the way down, and then you see this door start closing, and one of them trips and gets his head cut off. And they look over, and as it fizzles out, and there's the body still there. So they run over and like check it out. Somehow they get the door open. Blah blah blah, and it's just kind of a funky movie. Like, nothing's explained. Truly nothing. I didn't get it, at least. So, then the engineers were like big humans, basically. They're, 2 legs, 2 arms, but they're just giants. Ancient technology, the technology kind of matched up with what's in Alien, so that worked. Yeah, they find a live engineer.
Sounds like you were confused the whole time.
Yeah, they find a live engineer who's like cryogenically frozen, but he's still alive. They can still hear his heartbeat or whatever.
Yeah.
And one of the beings with the humans is like a AI, like he's just a robot, but he's engineered to like act and speak and blah blah blah.
Right.
So he walks over and knows how to wake it up, and he wakes it up, and the thing freaks out and kills everybody. And he tries to jump in this ship and fly away, and there's this main girl. I skipped a lot, but there's this main girl that knows like if he gets away, Earth is doomed. Like everyone dies because he's gonna not do something, whatever. So she jumps in another ship or whatever. They crash into his ship. Shit explodes. The thing lives.
You need your own like freaking Siskel and Ebert fucking show. Anyways, fucking I don't even know. There's this girl, and she knows that she doesn't do this one thing, the other guy's going to do that, so she shoots and fucking it
It cut off.
and that's what it is. Yeah, my phone's probably about to die. I apologize.
It's charging.
No, I didn't. It didn't reach. Remember? All right, hang on a second.
Pause.
Keep talking about Prometheus.
Prometheus sucked. All right. So at one point, I forget what happens. The girl gets touched or scratched or something happens to her. Oh, no. Her boyfriend gets touched or scratched and he starts getting infected. They fuck while he didn't know he was infected. He dies like 2 hours later, and then there's something being like birthed inside of her, and she knows it's an alien. And the AI guy says we can't cut it open because of blah blah blah. And she says fuck that and jumps in a tube, and she has it done. She. Yeah. Why did this happen?
Because of that and the rest of it, and that's just what happened.
You done fucked it up. Prometheus sucked, blah, blah, blah. It was just a weird movie. It didn't suck. It was just interesting, I guess. I'm opening another beer. Hold on.
Oh, man. All right, well.
This is not a good beer opener. It works sometimes. I feel like it slips.
Yeah, it's not very accurate at all, but it's okay. If you were on Facebook with us, we apologize.
No, it kicked us.
You got a good 40-ish minutes
It's
with
still
us.
counting, though.
Yeah, but yeah, there you go. It's over. So, hey, it's an experiment, so just chill. We'll catch you next time. So, it sounds like Prometheus was entertaining but confusing.
Yeah.
Your review was also entertaining and confusing. So, it matches up.
It's just weird. So,
weird
in the
sci-fi
end,
shit.
after the engineer kills everybody, she's the only one left. Blah, blah, blah.
That's your favorite transition.
But-
this girl's here, blah, blah, blah. The movie ended.
She somehow... So the thing that gets cut out of her, like, lives. And they close it off in this room, in this medical room, and she just shuts the door, locks it, and it's fucking jumping around and being a psycho. So the engineer comes running after her because he's going to kill her because she just wrecked his ship, and he's pissed. He's going to go get some vajay up in the bushes. But so he goes in to kill her, and he goes to stab her, and she opens up the door, and that alien has grown to be humongous and eats the fucking engineer.
In just a short amount of time.
Yeah, it
It
grows
got huge.
humongous. And then what comes out of that engineer is an alien, like the alien. Because its mouth opens and another mouth comes out, and you're like, dude, I didn't know it was a fucking alien movie.
I see.
Fucking Jax. Execs. Tonally, it was great.
Fucking exact.
It was perfect tonally, but the movie, blah, blah,
Just
blah.
didn't feel like a classic alien movie to me. So they should have reshot the whole thing. I hated it.
Next July.
Yeah. Cool. Well, yeah, I do want to see that. It's not really high on my list of things I want to see, but
It's a long
happen
movie
eventually.
with little climactic,
moments of goodness.
yeah, pleasures.
Suspenseful.
Well, I was looking for like a climactic, like,
Cliffhanger.
I don't know.
Explosion.
What day is it?
Cool. All right, so Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
If you are not caught up on season 6, this is about to be spoiler alert city, so don't get offended. Did you see the most recent one, right?
Yeah.
On Sunday?
I forgot all about it and watched it yesterday.
Yeah, I watched yesterday as well. So, for whatever reason, and that has nothing to do with the quality of the show, I'm just not as excited this time around as I was.
I feel like they're drawing it out. So the Two-Faced God thing, I was like, dude, you played that all fucking last season and nothing fucking happened. She went blind, and then the first episode, you're like, oh, yeah, she did good, and she's not blind. Like, then what the fuck was the whole last season for?
Then she was really moved by that lady's acting, and
Oh
now she
my
was like
God.
regretting all her choices. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
there's
quitting
some
the
things-
god, yeah.
And some things in the book end up that way too, that it seems like it's just a placeholder. Like, I'm going to talk about this for 200 pages just to bide some time until I connect the story later on. So, there's some weird stuff like that.
Oh, dear baby Jesus. I love church.
I don't know what just happened.
I said I love church because there's a church on this shit, and it's
Yeah.
delicious.
So yeah, and for whatever reason, I'm just not as like geeked as I was for season 1 through 3 and even 4 were like nearly flawless. Like season 1 and 2, my favorite, probably just because like you get set up, you get the tone of the world and of the characters.
Tonally, it's good.
Tonally, it's very good. It feels like a classic Game of Thrones movie.
That's the issue. It doesn't. Like, I feel like they're drawing stuff out. So, okay, everyone.
Season 6 does not feel like that.
Everyone knew that Jon Snow lives. I just have a weird feeling that I just knew he was going to live, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, whether it was by some magical shit or if he became his dog, I thought that was going to happen for a second.
I have a question, though.
Sure.
Who was the guy that saved the kid up against the White Walkers?
The very last episode?
Yeah.
That's his uncle.
That's right.
Who
But we didn't meet him. He saw him in his dreams.
No, we met him first season. He was talking to... After Ned left to go to King's Landing, he was talking to Jon Snow. And Jon Snow kept saying, I want to join the Night's Watch, whatever. And he was trying to talk him out of it. He went anyways. And then when he gets to Castle Black, they say that Benjen Stark's been missing north of the Wall. And they go out to look for him, whatever. Then no one ever finds him. And now he pops up again, and it is what it is.
Interesting.
But yeah, so I do feel like it's really dragging out, unfortunately. But it's still entertaining.
It is still very entertaining, and like they're going in so many weird directions. My favorite thing that's gonna happen is everything with Khaleesi, because it's like we've been watching her just slowly climb to crazy power, and she's never done a fucking thing.
I'm getting sick of her, actually.
When she flew in on the goddamn dragon.
She used to be my favorite character, and I'm getting really tired of her.
I just can't wait till she actually does something.
I was going to say, she doesn't do anything.
Everything's been building. Man,
I'm about to get killed. I'm going to give a motivational speech, and now I just gained 10,000 more people in my army, bitch. Let's go to the next town.
She didn't just give a motivational speech.
I understand this time she
killed
burned everyone
with
down.
Fire.
I understand that.
And that's such a badass move, and it's just proving the point that, like, no one believed in me. Fucking could light this shit on fire. Let's do this again. Gain all your shit, and let's go to Marine or whatever.
Yeah, she's trying to go back to Marine.
Dude, if she showed up in King's Landing just on a dragon's back, everyone would be like, "Yeah, no, you can do whatever you want." What are they gonna do?
Here's an interesting little paradox thing too, though. So she's all about saving the innocent people. She wants to free the slaves. She wants to make sure everyone's treated fairly and equally. Blah blah blah. So what the fuck is she gonna do when she gets to Westeros? There's a bunch of innocent people that don't even know that she's alive or care about her or like doesn't matter who they support. She's just gonna go in and they're gonna murder everyone.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
She's strong enough that she'll just light everything on fire again.
Well, she'll
start over.
Go make a few fucking speeches and everyone will be on her side.
Well, that's the baddest thing about her. She's not conquering by war. She's just conquering by like she walks in and says, "You guys aren't good enough." And I'm like, "Yeah, fuck yeah." And then she's just like, "Oh, I dropped my cigarette in that bay of hail." Bay of hail. Bale of hay.
Yes. Now you're all dead, so join up with me.
Hail of Bay. Yeah, I mean, but that's badass. She's not walking in, stabbing people, taking shit over. She's just like, shit.
I get that aspect of it, but I still think since she cracked dragon eggs in season 1, all she's done is give compelling speeches.
And been naked as fuck sometimes. She looks good.
Naked as fuck sometimes.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, she used to be my favorite, but she's getting on my nerves a little bit. But we'll see what she does.
I thought we were going to see what's her face naked when she was going to do her Walk of Atonement.
Oh, Marjorie.
Dear God.
Yes. Natalie Dormer is very attractive.
I was excited. I'm more of a Khaleesi, man. I like Khaleesi. She looks good. I don't like the blonde hair though. It's weird.
Silver.
I like it, but
Silver lady.
But I've seen her in other stuff with just as a brunette. I think she's a stunning little girl.
Speaking of her as a brunette, we never saw Terminator.
I know. It wasn't worth it.
But I need to watch it just to see what happened.
That was Genesis?
Genesis, yes.
Didn't they spell it
Terminator
wrong?
Genesis. With a Y at the end.
No, with an I.
Genisys.
Yes, you're right.
Why the fuck?
I thought there was an I. Like,
what the execs get the reshoot on that shit?
Yeah, totally fucked. Yeah,
The tone of the... Yep.
title. The tone of the title.
So yeah, I want to see her do something. So I'm looking forward to that. I thought Arya's whole story arc for this whole season has been pointless.
Yeah, it's
Because
cool.
I don't know why
So
she went there in the. I know
it's
why she
finally
went there
cool,
in the
though.
first place.
Because everyone's been broken up for like 4 seasons, and all of a sudden, or I'm thinking of
You're thinking of Sansa.
yeah, Sansa, but Sansa and Joe
Jon.
Blow,
Jon Snow and Joe Blow. And they finally linked back up. Yes, that's cool. I'm cool
I
with
thought that was sweet. Everyone just like, I'm never gonna see anyone again. Blah blah blah. The fat kid,
Stop saying blah, blah, blah.
the fat kid. I thought that was
Samwell.
stupid.
Why?
I'm a big fan of him, but him just going home and then immediately that same exact thing he just left. Like, what? I'm home. No, you're not. Fuck. And then he walks right back out. Just like,
Because he didn't know, man. He hadn't seen his
I know, but what's the
parents
point
in
of
like
that
4 years
having
or
it
whatever.
in anything? Was that just to get him out of last season?
No,
There's
because we have to keep his story going.
Why?
'Cause
They
he's-
stopped the bodyguard of Tyrion or Tywin or Tyrion.
They didn't stop him.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the fucking episode for like 2.
He hasn't been
2
in this
seasons.
season, but they didn't just stop his character.
He hasn't been in last. He wasn't in like half of last season.
He was in a bit of last season. Jamie hires him to go rescue her.
Yeah, and that's when he gets his hand cut
Marcella.
off,
Yeah.
and then he just disappears. He was one of my favorites because he was a badass, didn't care, and he's just
Bronn
like,
was awesome.
"Where's my hookers and drink?"
Yep. And drink and chickens.
Chickens.
Yeah. They always request chickens and ale. I was going to say, what the fuck was I going to say? Oh, Sam. Yeah, Jon Snow sent him to go train to be a maester. Of course, they're going to keep following his story arc
Why did he go home if he knew his dad was just like, "You're gonna be maester"? Fuck
because
off.
because I don't think they allow anyone that's not training to come to the Citadel to be like they're not allowed to stay there unless you're training to be a maester. So he didn't know where to take Gilly and his son. So he was going to try to, schmooze up to his dad and let them live there. But his dad's a fucking asshole. So they left.
It's truth.
Yeah, it is.
Ryan Geist.
They're starting to bring back the River Run people in the latest episode.
I don't know who the River Run people are. I'm ready for the Iron Island shit to actually start happening because
Yes.
they took that whole fleet
Yes.
and she's a
I want to
badass.
find Daenerys. Asha's so sweet.
Yeah.
I'm glad that Theon, for the first time in his life, did the right thing.
Stood up.
I was like,
My sister's worth it.
no.
Is your internet off? Interesting.
You never turn the Wi-Fi back on.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, that's weird. But yeah, Theon, for the first time that we've seen, has finally done the right thing and been like, my dick's gone. I've been a bitch.
I can't do no wrong now.
You all should follow my sister because she's a badass. So I'm excited for that.
I really don't get. Well, okay, I do get it. I was gonna say with their uncle walking in, no one knows him, and he's just like, well, I've sailed once, and I didn't.
Yeah.
I was gone for 40 years, and now I'm back. I'm ready to take this shit over. And everyone's like, yeah, go you. But then I was like,
We
well,
needed
she
a
had,
lot more of that.
Well, she had a whole fleet of people leave with her, so she had plenty of supporters.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, why didn't you just take those supporters, steal all the guns and ammo, and whatever,
Kill your uncle.
and kill your uncle? Fuck him. That's the theme of this is tonally and fuck it and blah blah blah. This is why it's a great podcast, guys. Fucking shit.
Who else are we missing? Tyrion and Varys. They're just trying to hold shit down in Marine.
Yeah.
Tyrion's making deals with slave owners. People are pissed.
People are pissed.
Tyrion knows what he's doing though.
He's
love
probably
him.
throughout probably my favorite character.
Yeah.
Just throughout, because he has his ups and downs, and he was ballsy, man. Remember when Mama Stark had him like hostage? Dude, that
Yeah.
was so long ago.
Yeah.
I feel like that was another lifetime ago.
That was season 1. Yeah, it does feel like that. Yeah.
Brienne.
I'm waiting for Arya to get back to Westeros or whatever she's doing.
What's the Brienne? Or what's the little kid's name?
What do you mean, little kid?
The Shadow Walker.
Oh my God, what are you trying to say?
The three-eyed pigeon.
Oh, three-eyed raven. Bran.
Brienne.
Brian.
Prune.
Bran.
Prune. So, dude, I called it too. When she yelled, when Prune's carrier yelled, "Hold the door." I looked over
Mirror.
at Butterclone and said, "Hold the door." Hodor.
Yeah.
And then it just slowly molded. I'm like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I was sad about that.
It was terrifying.
It was terrifying.
I didn't get it. So what? So was Hodor, when he was a kid, seeing his own death, and that's why he just like started freaking out, and then
Yep.
that's all he knew was his own death. So that's why it was Hodor.
That's all I could say.
Why couldn't he say
that
hold the
point.
door?
Well, he did, and they just kept spazzing out, and then that's what it ended up being.
So his name could have been Hold the Door if he just knew how to enunciate. This is my bodyguard. Hold the fucking giblets.
Too soon. It's too soon for that. I'm still sad.
Have you seen the Hodor door stops?
Yeah.
They go. Oh, dude, I love it.
That's
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I was sad about that. But yeah, so I kind of pictured it as like he had that vision when he was however old, and that's why he got messed up. And then all he can say is Hodor.
Yeah, I mean, I
Which
was
I'm
confused at
wondering
the time.
how deep that shit goes, though.
What his power,
Brands?
Brian?
Bran.
Man, his power is like what? And then like the Two-Faced God's power and like what?
Many-faced god.
Bunch of
Tons of phases.
he's got a basket of faces.
No, Bran's power is sweet because he can basically take over. If he has control, he can take over whoever he wants.
So take over a giant. Walk the fuck into.
He's still practicing, man. Still
No, he's
training.
not.
Yeah, he is. He's still training.
Hodor
he
died.
can't control it, man.
Yes, he can.
No, he can't control it. Yeah, not yet. He's getting used to it, though.
He took over Hodor pretty easily.
Well, I think maybe that's because they have that connection. Because that happened to Hodor when he was like he had that vision or whatever. So maybe the connection's already open.
What if Game of Thrones happened like in a time like now, and Hodor was driving and he starts spasming?
Where did these thoughts come from?
I'm just saying it
What
could
if
have been
Hodor was at a baseball game about to throw the opening pitch and he just
exponentially. Yeah. Close the freezer. Oh, close the freezer. This is my
Freezer.
freezer.
so cruel.
That's hilarious.
We keep starting to talk about Arya and then we forget about it.
Many-Faced God.
Is she going back to Westeros?
No.
I hope she does.
Where's she at now, technically?
Bravos.
Where's Bravos?
So there's two continents, Westeros and Essos. Bravos is one of the port cities in Essos.
So, two continents. So is that on the Iron Island, like by the Iron Islands?
Well,
Or is that where Khaleesi is?
Khaleesi is in Essos. Yeah. Where the Dothraki and all the weird shit are and Marine and everything.
The weird dragons and
Whatever is not medieval is over there on Essos.
that. Okay, that's easy to picture. But
Like the more tropical shit and the Dothraki
so
and
if
the
there's
slavers and
sand,
the dragons
slavery,
and the Unsullied.
or water,
Yeah. Well. But I feel like she went there because she had no other choice. She's like, my whole family's dead. The Hound's dead. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going to go to Bravos and try to link back up with Jaqen Hagar, however you say his name. But now I feel like she's going through the training. She's like, this sucks. I don't want to murder these people for no reason. It was like a Dark Brotherhood vibe. It's like, you got to go kill this person. Well, she's a really good actor. I don't want to kill her.
I enjoy her plays thoroughly. So
Let me think twice about Cersei. So I don't know. I feel like she's going to, and I remember that she like stored her sword when she got there.
Right.
She went back and found it. So now I'm like, man, she's gonna kill that annoying girl that's been trying to train her. But I hate she's the worst. And then
dude,
she's
can
gonna
you
go
picture
back
if
to
Arya
Westeros.
died like that at that girl's hand? We haven't seen, other than Robb Stark, we haven't seen a major Stark killed.
Robb and Ned.
That doesn't count.
Well, how does that not count? That was like the biggest moment of season 1.
Yeah, I know, but that was like the breakthrough killing, and then everyone else died, but no other Starks. But Robb finally died. I thought Robb
Catelyn died?
I thought Robb was cool, and his wife was a smoke show.
Robb was cool, but he was also a young, stupid, arrogant bitch ass.
He didn't have a power, like coming back from the goddamn dead and going glowy eyed and
Not
taking
even that.
shit over.
It's like my dad died.
And Arya and just having nice boobies like Sansa, like everything. Everyone has good shit except for Robb. He just has a dirty musket.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Samurai Jack.
He's the oldest one. He's the most trained. He was pretty good. The problem is they killed my dad. well, I should just conquer the world.
Yeah,
Like that's
that is
such a
kinda-
far leap.
Well, I think that's
Like,
his
go
mom
straight to
pushing
King's
that
Landing.
into that. You should
kinda.
You should defend Winterfell
Well, she wanted the Starks to kind of rise up, or the North to rise up,
against what?
or not even to rise up. They wanted the North to be its own thing.
That's
Like here's
interesting.
Westeros; it's ruled by one king.
'Cause that was-
but they wanted the North to be its own shit.
No one was fucking with the North.
I know they don't go up there. There's only like a small little strip to get up there in the first place.
I know it's bananas up there. It's bunch of snow. Who wants to go north? That's like
Snowberries
Oh,
up
we
there.
should take the Canadians should come down here because we're fucking with them. That makes no sense. No one gives a goddamn about Canada.
Stay up there.
No one's going
I'm
up
not
there.
gonna come invade this cold ass place.
Yeah, fuck that. You got a lot of land. Go northern. Or you got White Walkers in Canada. I would stay the
White Walk.
all of them. Gray Walkers.
So yeah, overall, I'm obviously gonna keep watching it because I love the show. I love the story. Not my favorite season so far, but we will see what happens. It's like we're missing one storyline. You mentioned Brienne, but we didn't talk about it.
She's not a big character. The
But she's
Lannisters are
always
kind
there,
of just
which is cool.
broken. Like
Yeah, they're just trying to figure this shit out.
Kenneth Lannister or whatever his name is. What's his name? With the broken hand?
Jamie, you said his name earlier.
Jamie Lannister. Jamie Lannister.
Blah blah blah.
That was kind of badass where he walked in front of that Walk of Atonement or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they're just like, oh yeah, by the way, King likes me better. So
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about
Just like,
any of that
what
shit.
the fuck?
Dude, the High Sparrow, I kind of didn't like him until that episode.
I would guarantee kill him. I don't care what kind of reparations. Fuck him. I don't care.
He has that whole army of religious people.
Religious army. Goddamn crusades.
There's a lot of them.
Nah. Dude, there was more pikemen in Lannister's shit.
Well, the problem is he already swayed Marjorie, and then Marjorie swayed Joffrey.
I think
Joffrey, Tommen.
I think Marjorie's faking it.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was so sudden. It was just like,
yeah.
I don't like it. Okay, I get it. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, I think it happened when she went to. They let her see her brother, and she was like, "My brother's a bitch. He's like willing to die because he can't handle the shit. I gotta step up and take control over this." And then Tommen's gonna do whatever she says.
Smoke show.
She's got the power.
Status.
Queen's always had the power.
Yep.
What we've seen, Cersei over when Joffrey was king. His mom was Queen Regent or whatever they said, and she's did whatever she wanted. Khaleesi,
The daughter in Iron Islands.
Asha, yeah. But anyways, yeah, the High Sparrow though, I thought it was. He's like
Ramsay. We
you
haven't
could-
talked about Ramsay.
That's true. Well, he wasn't in that last episode.
He's a
so I don't think about
jackass,
him.
so that's all I gotta
Sucks.
say.
But the High Sparrow was like, you can go to war all day. I'm just going to talk to these 3 people, and they're going to all convert to my side, and then you just can't do anything.
Kill him. Just kill
It's
him.
it's because it relates a little bit to our actual history, and like
No.
how you have like the throne and like the Vatican and everything, and they're always kind of like
Yeah, medieval.
Yeah.
Medieval history.
So
Everything
I thought it was cool.
swayed by the unruly pope that just liked BJs and gold, and that's how he ruled.
Ramsay, yeah, he's an ass.
He's the best evil character I've ever met, other than Palpatine.
I want to know, do we know who his mom was? I know he's a bastard, obviously. But I'm wondering if there was something weird with his mom, or... Because you know how, like, Joffrey was born of incest, so he was, like, super fucked up from it. I wonder if there's something similar with Ramsay. Because he's not even just, like, I want power. He's, like, cruel,
Yeah.
sadistic, like, gross.
So, Butter Clone and I were talking about fan theories, and he said he had a theory of his own. And he said that Jon Snow is not the bastard son of the Starks. He thinks that he is the bastard son of Stark's sister. Because that's... You remember when Bran was going to save Bran was having that vision of his dad killing that crazy swordsman,
right?
And his mom or his sister was up there.
Right.
What did you do with my sister? Blah blah blah. I think he went up there. She gave birth, died, and he's like, "Well, I'll just take the kid. I'll say it's my bastard son." With some hooker.
Was it his sister?
That was his sister. But the gist of it is that he isn't a Stark at all. He's not even a bastard son. That he's a whole nother thing, and that's why he's so different from everybody. I think it actually was
Because there's something
the
from-
bastard son of Khaleesi's parents and someone else.
Yes. That's what it is. So spoiler if you haven't read the books or whatever, what we know so far in the books is that he is a Stark and Targaryen.
And that's what Khaleesi is, Targaryen.
Targaryen, yeah. The dragon people, the last king before
Well,
Robert took over.
all that was left was her and her brother, who had the long blonde hair, who had the face melt.
Yes.
So it's their brother.
There was a bunch of them, and they all died except for the two of them. The two of them, they got out of there when they were like still babies.
So he's not a Stark,
don't
or
know.
he is a Stark.
As far as we know, it's Ned's bastard with a girl that he didn't realize was a Targaryen.
He's the chosen one. He's gonna go up against Khaleesi at some point, I think.
Yeah, that's why he came back, and that's why the Red Woman's like, oh yeah, Stannis was a bitch. Let's get this on, Jon Snow.
Let's
Do
get
it.
this on, Jon Snow. She's a nasty hoe too, tricking me with those nice boobies, and she
This is actually like 300
goes
years
into
old.
the moonlight, and you look like goddamn Big Bird. What the hell?
How'd you think about the other priestess? The last episode
Before this
was in Marine.
most recent,
Yeah. Talking to Tyrion. It's just cool that
it's larger than just
you
that
don't
one,
pick up on it at first, but there's a ton of different religions.
right?
Like the North has their own religion. Then there's the Seven, the Sept, whatever the fuck the High Sparrow talks about. And then there's this Lord of Light person that keeps popping up.
Yeah, well, it's kind of I pray to all the gods. Like, what the fuck does that mean? What are you? Everyone says all the gods, many gods, or whatever.
Well, yeah, because everyone just makes them up all the time. I know. Because you have
I
the
know.
old gods, you have the new 7 gods, you have the Lord of Light, the Many-Faced God, and then however many
the Many-Faced
random
God's
ones.
real.
The Dothraki were horses. So like there's like
They're real, at
different
least.
horses. They exist. It's true. You can ride them and shit. Be your best friend.
Hey,
But yeah, I'm
you can feed them a little bit.
Game of Thrones, man. Makes me want to catch back up with the books.
Well, you just spoiled the fuck out of everything. We should probably say spoiler.
We did. It's fucking Game of Man spoiler.
A little late
I
for
said that before we started. I said spoiler alert.
Oh my god. All right.
Spoiler the fuck out of everything is what I said.
What the fuck else is going on?
So video game goodness, you've been playing Fallout. And I thought you said you played something else.
We played Battlefield. We got back into Battlefield on Xbox One, and we actually were murder. It was a little more difficult, and we were getting upset, but we were still killing it.
First 2 matches were rough. Then the next like 6 we crushed.
Well, the first 2 matches
and
were
second
rush.
places. Oh yeah, that was a mistake.
Sucked.
That was a mistake.
But yeah, we're getting back on the Battlefield train, and we're doing well. And then Fallout 4, I've spent a full day of my life playing that already, and it's amazing. And then you wanted to go a little retro, and
I beat Dark Souls
Dark Souls 3.
this morning. The last boss was actually one of the easier bosses.
I don't mind that, actually. It's supposed to be like the struggle of the game. That's how I felt about the first Arkham game. Like, the last Joker, spoiler, but the last crazy big Joker,
Titan Joker, yeah.
easy as fuck.
Well, it's not him that you have to pay attention to. It's the 40 million guys that are buzzing around him.
I thought it was easy. The Poison Ivy
Poison
pissed
Ivy
me
was
off.
hard, yeah.
And that was right before it. You beat Poison Ivy, then you run over and beat Creatine Joker.
Yeah, steroid Joker. But yeah, Dark Souls, the thing is like the bosses are the first. If you're an expert at Dark Souls, I'm sure you can manage without crying. But the thing is, the first few times you encounter a boss, like it makes you want to slit your wrist because it's so difficult. You don't even know what to do. And then you figure it out, and then you feel great for beating it.
I mean, that's a good boss, though. Like, you struggle with it, you die like 5 times. You're like, all right, let me just study his movements. And then you get that down. And then you study his attacks.
But even then, it just
Yeah, I know. But that's what you do with every boss.
No, yeah, but that's it. But then and there's a way that the multiplayer in Dark Souls is very interesting too, because you can basically summon other players to help you.
You can do like co-op?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. It's actually really annoying and interesting and fun at the same time.
And helpful, I'm assuming.
Yeah, because you can go fight a boss 5 times by yourself and get totally wrecked, and then you can just summon someone. You can't get summoned to help. Well, that's not totally true. But you can only summon people if you're about to go into a boss fight, pretty much. Or if you haven't yet killed the boss in a particular area. So yeah, if you can
Is that for all Dark Souls, or is that just for like the most recent? Or
I've only played 1 and 3, but I think it's the same system.
I didn't realize you skipped one.
Yeah, I never played 2. I couldn't really get into it. But yeah, so then you can summon help, and they'll help you fuck the boss up. But for some reason, I had so much trouble with a lot of the bosses. I would say about 2/3 of them I struggled with, and then the last boss, I was like the very first try.
Oh, really?
It was tense. I was about to die. It was a struggle.
You over prepare because you're just like all these other bosses were hell.
Yes,
so
exactly.
That's what I've been doing in Fallout. The same thing where at first I was walking straight into everything and just getting fucked. And it was just because I wasn't really paying attention. I've gotten to the point where I'm sneaking and sniping before I go in. I plan it out. I pick up different items. I get my stem packs ready. And I'm paying attention to the titles. So if you're zooming in on a dude and you see legendary, you're like, that's the strong fucker. I want to get him alone.
Right.
So I'll take out all the weak guys and then take him on instead of going at him. And then all the weak guys are actually the ones that are killing me.
Right.
Because they're just standing there just poking me with shit.
Yeah.
But like I said, the fucking beasts and the animals and the insects, it's outrageous, dude. Those are the hardest thing in the game, other than a legendary super mutant with a missile. So accurate. I could be running, jumping, and or those the suicide bombers, dude. They run straight at you like ha 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 ha, and just like, and your head goes flying that way, and your giblets go the other, dude. I hate it, but it's cool. So you prepare for it, and it's cool that you can look at it in VATS and just be like, all right, left arm's carrying that shit, kaboom, and just and you can time it right. So if there's other shit around, like he's running towards a group of people that are shooting, you just wait until he gets in between those people, and then you shoot it. Mm-hmm. Oh,
so the interesting thing is certain games.
Welcome, Psycho-Minded.
Psycho-Minded.
We just noticed you.
So I played a lot of Final Fantasy when I was younger. Zelda. Certain games like that, the enemies are as strong as they are the entire game. So, for example, in Skyrim and in the Bethesda games, they're leveled.
Yeah.
So if you're level 10, the enemy is a particular strength. If you're level 100, in even the first area of the game, if you level up crazy, the enemies are stronger.
I'm wondering.
It's not like that in Dark Souls. So if you take, and I got used to this playing Final Fantasy, if you take an hour to just grind in a particular area and just level up extra, you'll be set the whole game. Because you're stronger than you normally would be going through it. You know what I mean? So you already you buff yourself a little bit at the beginning, and then you're set.
I feel like Fallout 4 is tiered. So you get to a certain level, like you get to 5, and everything's under 10. You get to like 11, everything's under 20.
Yeah, it's like that.
But I mean, it's not like your level. I don't think it's specific.
I don't think it ever has been, but it's something relative like that.
Right when I started out, I was getting fucked left and right.
Right.
Like little things were killing the shit out of me, and then I started getting stronger. Everything was easy, and then I got to a certain point, and everything just kept fucking me. I was like, dude, I prepared for this.
Maybe it's not as smooth scaling as Skyrim was.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it's tiered. That like if you're under 10, everything's 10. You get to 11, everything's 20.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Not so much like you're 11, everything else is 11.
That would make it frustrating, yeah. But yeah, I mean, in Dark Souls, it really is probably one of the hardest games of all time. But it's like anything. Once you get used to the way that Dark Souls is laid out, and like the way the combat is, and the way particular enemies are, you fall into a system, and it all makes sense. But there are parts where it's just like I don't even want to play the game.
Agreed. I don't even want to play it. Actually, I did buy the first one. I haven't plugged it in yet. I've got so much shit to catch up on.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Shit actually bubbled up this time.
Dark Souls is one, by the way, if you are listening and you hear me rave about it, you haven't played it yet. There's a high chance that you might buy it and get excited and try to play it, and then you just think it's the worst game of all time because it's so hard.
So it's one of those you gotta put your time in.
So just don't give up on it right away. Anyways, so I beat Dark Souls 3. I didn't finish completely everything, but I beat the main
Pure
storyline.
greatness?
Greatness? Yeah. And we had the urge the other day after we were playing Battlefield to go back and play some Call of Duty Zombies. which was a huge obsession of ours for a very, very
That's a
long
huge
time.
obsession of yours. I never played zombies.
Yeah, you didn't play zombies that much.
I never played zombies outside of playing it with you.
That's true.
Never.
So me and Butterclone and our old roommate, Busy Bee, that's what he went by. Andy was Busy Bee. We played hours and hours and fucking hundreds of hours of zombies.
I played mostly the survival on
MW3. That was fun too, yeah.
And I do want to, I still have, well, I think it's burned. It's got a burn ring on it. I freaked out and smacked something and it
yeah.
I don't think it works.
I let my brother borrow mine and then he sold his 360 to get the Xbox One and he sold my games with it.
We can do that split screen. We don't have to do it online.
Correct, yeah.
That's
well,
the
MW3 is like $8 probably, right?
Yeah. I'm sure we can probably download it for $4.99 on live. I wonder if that's one of the backwards compatible ones. Might be able to just download it on Bone.
The Bone. But yeah, zombies, a lot of fucking fun, man. There's something about the survival mode, the endless waves.
It's hectic.
That it's like, it's hectic, it's
teamwork.
chaotic, it's teamwork, and then you just, they created the perfect like addictive game mode. It's like, damn, I got to level 30. Wonder if I can get to 35 next time. And you just keep going like you just can't stop.
So Sir McMuffin, which is fucking amazing. If that's a super bad quote, McMuffin, there you are. You're amazing. If not, you're still awesome. Sir McMuffin says, I was sad when the First Order blew up the New Republic, the Hosnian system. I think
Force
that's
Awakens, by the way.
so underplayed, and it's such an undertone that people don't really realize what the fuck happened. And I think that was maybe an issue with that whole scene, with Kylo standing there, seeing that thing. Like, you could feel it in him, but people don't realize, like, that's Coruscant being blown up, technically. The New Age Coruscant. Like, everyone, the government is being fucked right now. And it's like, because we didn't meet a character from there, because we had never even been to those goddamn planets, no one really cared. But, dude, that shit happened. And that's why you're watching it from Maz's temple or castle or whatever the hell. People were freaking out, standing there, and are just astounded.
Yeah.
But, like, as viewers, you're like, yeah, fuck those planets. Who cares? Like,
Right.
Are there Wookiees on that planet? Because then I would care. But fuck that. But no,
Chewie's not there, so we're good.
I think it was a very missed storyline that people
correlate episode 7, episode 4 all the time. So let's correspond. Hosnian system gets blown up compared to Alderaan getting blown up.
Okay.
There's no, for me, maybe it was just me, but there wasn't an emotional reaction to Alderaan getting blown up. So talking like, we'll fire the weapon, ready, we'll just fucking whatever, and then one green laser blast, and then it's just an explosion.
I think
like there was no emotion to it. You know what I mean?
The part that you actually felt it was when Ben spoke. When he's like, when it's like as if millions of people screamed out and then there was nothing or whatever the fuck he says. That's when you felt
cried
it.
out in anguish and was suddenly silenced.
That's when you feel it. The Hosnian system, you're like watching it in slow motion from different angles, and everyone's like terrified, and it's a whole system. Now, the weird thing is the whole system like inhabitable? Is it like? This is my question. Did the First Order just know that it was in the Hosnian system? So they're like, well, fuck the whole system. Or was it like all these planets create the whole New Republic?
I don't know.
If McMuffin can tell us.
And that's one thing I'm still confused about, because I feel like in order to see that detail of the planets being destroyed from your planet, you have to be in the same system.
Right, Maz's system. Yeah.
Right. So is that the only planet in that system that didn't get blown up?
That's what I was kind of wondering, because you'd have to, to see it like visually like that, like you said, you'd have to be in the same system. It doesn't make sense not to, unless it was so like the spin of the system, like it was on the other end, and the other planets were aligned, and it just shot.
There's
the
some
shit
weird fuckery with the Starkiller base and that kind of
McMuffin
shit.
says the New Republic was formed from the rebellion. Yes, the New Republic created more peace in 40 years. The Republic is still there. Yeah, I mean,
but the Hosnian was like the capital of it.
But it wasn't as large, I don't think.
We have no idea, really.
It wasn't as relevant, though. Like,
we don't know that.
But the Outer Rim doesn't even know there's a New Republic.
All we see is the First Order, which is attacking this government We have no idea what happened.
It's just it's a Game of Thrones in the fucking
It'll
sky.
get filled in with the EU books and stuff.
Well, I think in episode 8 we're gonna find a lot of obviously backstories of the actual characters, but we're gonna figure out a lot about the universe, the galaxy, the feel of the galaxy. What's happening?
You know what I would love? Hell no, it was not what? It was not what? They addressed it in Bloodline. Bloodline's the correlation novel for Battlefront, I think.
The new Battlefront? Yeah, Battlefront.
No, that's not right. That's Twilight Company. Sorry.
So
Anyways.
I think Sir McMuffin's talking about the because I said the original Republic was much larger. The New Republic has a way smaller fleet than the Old Republic. Yeah, I mean that's
right.
But I'm talking as far as like type of control, like the length of control. Like if you go way out into the Elder crazy Outer Rim,
The Elder Rim.
the Elder Rim, the Elder Scrolls and the Outer Scrolls. They still have heard of the Republic and they know kind of how it works, but they don't
Republic
follow it.
doesn't exist out here.
It doesn't exist, but we've heard of it because I'm a slave and I read books.
I just said Republic.
I also can't read and fuck that. And it's
Also,
George
I do
Lucas.
nothing for Watto.
George Lucas told me.
Hey, did you read the script too? Yeah, I don't know. There's some weirdness with the Starkiller base that I'm still not very excited about.
So what? This is a good question. Maybe it's a stupid question. What planet was actually taken over and created into the Starkiller base?
No idea.
All right.
No idea. Personally, I think it's fucking silly that you can move a planet. It sounds dumb.
So let's put it in perspective.
Because if you sucked out the fucking energy of the sun, the whole system that you're in would completely freeze over instantly. Because there's no energy or heat from the sun.
Good point.
Well, that's what I was thinking about. We argued this on probably so many episodes about how the Starkiller base moves from system to system. And I was like, I don't know if that makes sense because
You're taking the energy from one system, killing that system, going to another system, blowing that system up. So you just technically killed two systems, right?
if you're sucking the energy of the sun, I get that you're drawing energy from the sun. Drawing energy and completely depleting the entire sun's resources is like, that doesn't make any sense. It would freeze the entire system.
Yeah.
Every planet would just freeze over instantly in the cold of space and just like everything would be dead.
Starkiller base would be fucking hot as fuck. Be wearing them.
Oh no, because it's got any planet like that's got to have a thermal inductor, whatever the fuck the guy from Saw says.
Encapsulator.
The guy from Saw says it. I can't remember what he says.
Deck shoes. Gotta
Because
wear
he's
my
like, nope, they couldn't handle that energy.
swim trunks.
Oh, well, I made up a term and they can handle it now.
Oscillator. Thermal oscillator.
Well, that's what it was, yeah. I put two different words together and now they can do it. That's like what happens in Star Wars.
What is
There's no way they could do that. Well, it's a thermal oscillator. They can handle it.
just create some
They just create something randomly. Give me the hydro spanner. Oh, yeah, okay, great.
Magnapole. We got it. We're done.
Yes, exactly.
Holy
shit! Sir McMuffin just wrote us a paragraph.
He's pissed.
Oh, God. I don't know if I could read that. So he just quoted what Hux said when he's giving that little Hitler speech before they blow it up. Yeah.
I'm not reading it. It's not worth it.
It's a confusing thing because all that we're seeing is a perspective of the First Order.
Well,
And obviously, like Rey and Han, but they're not involved in the government, really. All we're seeing is the First Order and what they're up to and what they're doing. We have no idea if the New Republic took over and now the First Order is trying to, like, rebuild what the Empire was and, like, maybe now they're the rebels.
so is Mon Mothma supposed to be killed?
She wasn't in it. I assume
I assume she was in the Hosnian system.
I assume she might have died by this point. She's kind of old.
I mean, I think she took over when she was like 20. This is 30 years later. She'd be 50.
Shit, I don't know. I don't know.
so
I don't know. But I looked at it because, well, I didn't look at it like this originally, but the thought popped in my head because we don't know. We haven't read all of the books. So maybe some people do know and we're just belligerent. But I personally don't know the extent of the New Republic, what the reach is that they have. the government that's in place and the First Order.
Yeah, I mean, it's a first episode. Just hold on.
I know. I'm just trying to make sense of it, That's how it happens.
Yeah.
Because there's two things, like it could be like 4, 5, and 6 where the First Order is in control of the galaxy. And the New Republic sprung up,
started forming,
and is trying to like come back, and they just fucked it up. Or it could be like the rebels at the end of 6 defeated the Emperor, and then gradually took back the galaxy, and now that's the government. But then the First Order is like this resistance group that's like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I'm more about evil goodness, and then we're trying to bring it back.
Evil goodness.
Evil goodness. I said it.
That's a good evil.
So I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. Dimma says to read the books. Yeah.
The thing is, the one I'm reading is Lost Stars, and I don't think it has anything to do with this shit.
He said it was addressed in Aftermath and Lost Stars.
All right.
For the Empire.
Then it should be good.
Yeah, I got
this one I'm reading.
There's just so much. There's so many books, dude.
Well,
so many books and comics and everything else. I can't even handle it.
Preemptive. There were so many books. Now there's not. No, I'm reading Lost Stars.
No, in terms of new stuff, there is a lot. There's a lot of new stuff.
Yeah, I've got Lost Stars right here.
Yeah,
I just haven't
stop
got
talking
it.
shit, Dimma.
I haven't read it. I'm like 2 chapters in.
All right.
But I could have sworn Tarkin was in this. Am I wrong? Tarkin was in this. So this one I'm the timeline's
It just said I saw Grand Moff Tarkin. Right there, the first sentence, Grand Moff Tarkin.
Yeah, so the timing's way fucking off. Tarkin dies in 4.
What if that's a prelude? Or not prelude, a prologue. What if the first chapter was like a prologue?
No, I already read through the prologue.
Oh. So it was a prologue.
No, you can't. You're fired. Stop it. Dima says I can talk to all the shit I want. Nope. Not today. Not today. Have you seen a black lady? She does that. Mm-hmm. My shit started burning. I thought my shit was on fire. I said, I know this shit ain't happening. Not today.
No, I never seen that.
I love it.
So there's a lot to be learned. What were we talking about before McMuffin popped in about the Starkiller base? We were on some shit, and then he's like, guys, I was really sad
Video
about
games.
the New Republic.
We're talking about zombies and survival mode on MW3.
Oh, yeah. So we're about to go by Black Ops and play some zombies, and Tommy Boy's back in town now. So he's going to contribute to.
Survival, man.
We're going to play a little bit of both.
I like survival because you can set up turrets, and then you have like those specials that you can use.
Well, the cool thing about survival is that you could use everything that's in Modern Warfare.
Right.
You have all the gadgets, the mines and shit. It's cool, but they're both good. They both have their different variations.
I prefer survival, but I get both of them.
They're both.
Yeah, they're both good. I'll stick with that. They're both good. Yeah, we just need something that's simpler than Battlefield that doesn't piss us off every time we try it. That shit pisses you off every time you try
There's
it.
a threshold. It's like I haven't played Battlefield in 2 weeks. All right, my first 3 matches are going to suck, and then I'm going to do decent, and then I'm going to crush. We just have to have enough time to get past that threshold, you know? You can't squeeze in like 2 matches when you only play like twice a month.
I'm so excited for Battlefield 5.
Battlefield 1.
Oh, yeah. They've renamed the shit.
So I was saying they pulled the Xbox. It's the 4th Xbox. Xbox 0.
Xbox Pi.
That doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So I'm excited for pick up Black Ops, play some zombies. It's going to bring back old memories.
New memories.
I think our record is wave 42 or 45.
I can truly tell you I haven't been past a 20.
Not for survival, for zombies.
No, survival I've been past like 36.
3,000.
No, zombies I just don't. I'm not good at it. I just don't know the maps is the issue.
Yeah, I mean, it literally is like a point you have to memorize the maps. Then you can walk through the maps backwards pretty much. Just shoot stuff and do whatever you need to do. Set up traps, whatever. But yeah, I think Kino, Der Toten, and Black Ops, we got to...
What the fuck did you order to have?
That's the name of the map.
Kino Kajojin. I thought it was Keenan and Kel map.
Kino, the gambling game. Get it?
No.
I think we got to level 42 or 45. That's as far as I've ever gotten. Never past 50. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we come back. But we're excited to do that. Probably going to go to GameStop and pick that game up fairly soon.
Or tomorrow. New hashtag. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Villain of upcoming movie released. MCU's first female villain.
Uh-oh. Did they announce it, or they just said there is a female villain?
Can't wait. Revealed. Let me go to the Nerdist here real quick.
Breaking news, guys.
By the way, fuck you, Nerdist.
What?
Going to this shit because they're a good podcast.
Fuck you guys are great.
Yeah, truly.
We're just jealous.
Aisha, celestial being Aisha, has been gone by a number of different names, including Paragon. So I guess Aisha. It's kind of a weird villain. A new report by Joe Blow. I'm not making that up.
That's his real movie site. Yeah.
Now maintains that the main villain of the piece will be none other than Aisha. So,
All right.
Aisha's fucking shit up. Not today.
We won't know much.
I know because we don't know
the way that they've done Guardians is they kind of pull characters that you don't really know much about or haven't been big characters in the past, and then they put them into this thing.
Even if we knew them, like if we knew anything about Guardians, which we don't.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. Well, there's been different iterations of it too. Like Groot wasn't in the original Guardians.
Wait, is that really? Huh.
Yeah. So it's just a different collection of characters. So, which is cool. Because Groot wasn't. I don't think Groot was like a very popular or very like well-known character at all. But they like took him in for the new iteration of Guardians in the MCU, and they made him something different. Now everyone loves him.
Groot. Yeah, I mean, coming from comics, Groot I guess would work, but in a movie scene, I guess in a movie media, Groot works really well because you could just see his facial expressions and all the little itty bitties. You know what I'm saying?
Little twigs.
Groot works in a movie setting and not in a comic book setting too well. I get why they used him right away.
Yeah.
Whoa, they actually have clothes? Why do they need clothes?
I honestly don't know.
Whoa, stop. Go back.
What?
Look up. Is that Captain America in front of a huge Groot? Keep going up.
Kinda.
Holy fuck, look at that Groot. That's a sweet ass picture, man. Captain America's getting fucked right now, and Groot's like, stop. Sarsaparilla.
Wow.
The Incredible Hulk found himself in a battle with Groot. Oh, motherfucker. You better put that shit in something.
Yeah. Shit could collide.
Groot's
for
getting
sure.
fucked, by
That's
the way.
the thing, and like
Are you kidding me? He's gonna use Groot as a weapon and just beat the shit out of people. Sorry, Groot, you're a sweet character and everyone loves you, but
well, here's the thing though. We saw Groot almost die, and then Rocket just put him in a little plant, and now he's gonna come back.
I mean, he's a seedling, so he's gonna crush him. All his pollens and seeds are gonna go everywhere. Now there's gonna be 20 Groots, and the Hulk's gonna beat the shit out of all them, and it's gonna keep going until there's a whole planet of Groot.
I feel like Hulk and Groot are similar in that they basically can't die, at least as far as we know. So Hulk will kill Groot, Groot will just grow back, and then Groot will kill Hulk, and then Hulk will just be like, you didn't kill me, never mind, and then
Groot is not gonna ever kill Hulk.
I don't know. I'm just fucking around.
You know it.
I know. But yeah, so I guess my point, I don't know much about them at all. Dimma says none of the Guardians in the movie were part of the original group.
Well,
So they've had different iterations. So they're just kind of replanning shit for MCU, which is cool because I don't know anything about it in the first place, so I'm down.
I
don't know who
believe
Aisha
that.
is. But
Really?
it's not like the biggest group. They're not like on the level of the Avengers.
I know, but that's still like blowing my costume party.
And on that note,
Blowing me out of my birthday party. The Guardians we see in the movie are from Dan Abnett and blah, blah, blah. Run
Andy
for,
Lanning's.
For Guardian. So it's just after a 4-issue mini from the... Oh.
Interesting. So there we go. I'm geeked. Guardians is my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie thus far. So I'm excited to see the second one.
The only reason it is for me is Chris Pratt. He's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And they did a great job on the soundtrack.
Well, and that's not the only reason.
Dude, Batista was good. That's it.
Soundtrack.
Soundtrack. RuPaul. Wait, no.
RuPaul. All the actors were good.
Yeah, Zoe Deschanel, whatever the skinny black girl.
Gamora. I don't know what the actress's name.
She was really, really fucking good in Star Trek. Really fucking good.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was okay in Guardians. I mean, it's weird because I don't know these characters, so I can't base it off anything, so I'm very biased in that way, but fuck it.
Yeah.
I still have an opinion. I can have a podcast if I fucking talk about it a little bit.
I love it. All right.
I do too. It's my favorite. My favorite MCU.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick anything else. I picked that and then the second Avengers.
First Avengers. You didn't like the second Avengers very much.
Oh, that's right.
Most people don't.
I'm mixing it up because I'm thinking Captain America is like Avengers 3.
Which, by the way, I was talking to someone the other day and I heard a lot about issues with the introduction of Winter Soldier and how it wasn't done as obviously as it should have been. So if you weren't a huge comic book fan, you might not have caught all of the connections with Winter Soldier from the Captain America to Cap 2 to Cap 3.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
I
it
didn't
wasn't
catch-
as blatant as it could have been. So for us non-comic readers, we didn't quite know what was going on at first. So I want to go back and watch Cap 1 and 2 and then go see Civil War again. And I feel like it would make a lot more sense and I would tie things together and I might not hate Cap so much if I did that.
I don't hate Cap. I just like Tony better. Sorry. He's a cooler character.
You don't have to apologize.
He's a better character. He's a cooler character.
You don't have to apologize at all.
I mean, most people that were born in the 40s are racist assholes now, so...
He wasn't born in the 40s.
Fuck him!
He went into service in the 40s. Anyways. Yeah, I've never liked the good guys. Like the goody two-shoe guys. I never have
Just
liked
a
them.
nitty-gritty, get
Even
it
like
done.
Luke.
The nitty-gritty, get it done, guys. That's what I like.
Like Luke-
Hashtag or the underdogs.
Like Luke is the main character of the original trilogy.
Ben is the best one. Or Han.
But I was
Chewie.
like, I don't Luke. No, I don't care.
Aunt Beru stole the show. Stole the show.
I actually started, all right, so my fiance, my friends of us that know, she hasn't seen all the Star Wars movies yet. She's only seen 7 and half of 4. So we started again the other day.
She liked 7, though.
She loved 7
So
a lot.
just know that.
So
4 was unwatchable.
And I actually thought it was kind of good that she started with 7 because it was more modern, it's easier to connect with. And then once you can appreciate that, you can maybe go back and watch 40-year-old one. Anyways, so we started with 4. One of the first audible things she said was, why they said Luke so many times? And I was literally like, if it wasn't bad enough, they added like 2 or 3 extra ones in the freaking special edition.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Luke.
The first time when he runs over, I don't think they initially Luke. Anyways.
Remix.
All right, guys. Rogue Squadron Podcast.
Rogue Squadron Podcast.
You know what it is.
Go check out RogueSquadronPodcast.com. We've got our buddy Demon Spider writing for us, doing movie reviews, doing a bunch of other shit. So any nerd culture stuff, check it out.
Sounded like
Follow
you
us on
said
Facebook, Rogue
booby
Squadron
reviews.
Podcast. What?
Sounded
Booby.
like you said booby reviews.
Movie burger.
He's doing booby reviews.
These are nice. These are better. This is like
Fake.
silver, gold, platinum. Like everyone wins.
And there we go.
Also, like I said, check us out on Snapchat, Rogue Squad
You
Pod.
said that?
I said it earlier, but Snapchat, if you guys want to stay live and local with us, I don't know what that means, but I have been very bad with it, but we still do Snapchat quite a bit, and we will let you know when we're going live. So that's a kind of an immediate...
Or doing live events.
Maybe I'll start. I've been doing it on the story. Maybe I'll actually inform and snap specific people saying, "Hey, fuckers, we're going live," because the story doesn't give a notification. Also, the biggest thing we are on is Instagram.
Yeah, it's true.
Rogue Squad Pod on Instagram. Everything social media wise is Rogue Squad Pod, including Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook.com/Rogue Squad Pod.
But if they search Rogue Squadron Podcast on Facebook, they can find us. But everything else, Twitter,
Right.
Instagram, Rogue Squad Pod. We
Lastly,
are
if-
most relevant on Instagram. We do funny ass
Prevalent,
shit. Prevalent.
or relevant. I think you're
Prevalent.
Prometheus.
we're Prometheus on there.
Last
So
thing,
check
if
that
you're-
out.
If you're local, if you're close to Columbus, if you're in Ohio, the Columbus Comic Con this year is the end of July 29, 30, and 31st. We have a bunch of awesome artists that are local in Columbus that we're big fans of. They came to our May 4th event that we held. They're awesome. They make fucking great art, and we're excited to link up with them and hang out
Again.
again.
Thank you, everybody. Since we haven't fucking yet, thank you, everybody who's come to our May 4th event. I know none of you guys are listening at this point, but we truly appreciate everyone showing up. It was an amazing show. We didn't expect half that. We truly didn't. We were expecting maybe like 30, 40, 50 people. We had probably close to 150 people show up from all over Central Ohio. Motherfucker from Dayton? Are you kidding me?
Kylo Ren, bitch ass.
I forget his name. Patrick? Was his name Patrick?
I don't know. His name was Kylo Ren. He was dressed up as Kylo Ren. That's all I called him.
Terrible with names. But we do, like I said, appreciate everyone showing up.
Yeah.
It was an awesome time.
It was fun.
Commander got blasted. But it was cool. Next year we're going to have...
trivia. It was great.
Everyone loved it. I think everyone had fun.
It's hilarious.
As people were walking out, everyone was like, hey, thank you.
What did Leia refer to as a jittery little thing? Luke's penis.
Luke's dick.
That was one of the best things of all time. But that'll be an annual tradition.
Yeah, and as we said prior to... Guys, at our event, we had our local artist friends. We did it at one of our local theaters. So there was alcohol, great food. Actually, the food was delicious, dude. At the end of the night, ham sandwich. And then we had there wasn't even a true Battlefront
Tournament. It was more
tournament.
just like
But at that time,
around.
everyone was blasted and having a good
assault,
time.
Whatever. But yeah, those artists will be at Comic Con. We were there last year. We did an after party at 16-bit. 16-bit. So who knows what's going to happen this year? We got about 2 months. We'll plan something. Figure it out. It's going to be good. So if you're in Columbus, if you're in Ohio, come to Columbus Comic Con. Hang out with us. Say hi. Drink beer. Play video games.
And just put our event on your calendar next year. You know what day it's going to be. May motherfucking
May the
4th.
fucking 4th, regardless of the day of the week.
Yeah, that hopefully. Actually, I looked it up. It moves back one day in a week, once a year. May 4th next year is a Thursday. Then next year after that's a Friday. The next year after that is a Saturday. So like 4 years from now, people have weekends. People who have weekends off.
If we had 150 people on Wednesday, who knows what's going to happen on a Friday?
So awesome. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Episode 70.
I am Mopar.
I'm Commander Cody.
Blah blah blah.
Might have to title the episode.
Or there was some ridiculous things said in